Hello watch fans, it's Anders here on Watch On channel. Today a review of a very interesting watch. This is the KAAL Multiverse watch, and this is definitely a watch that's going to be extremely polarizing. Because this watch from KAAL Watches, it really divides. It divides the waters because the world of watches is a very, very conservative world. Everything really needs to talk into the same design language. What we know, even though we don't like homage watches in the watch world, everything has to look like something we have seen before. And that's quite a strange dilemma, because on the one hand you want something original, on the other hand, if a watch company does something crazy and original, they will receive a lot of criticism because it's untrodden land. And definitely KAAL watch with the Multiverse is definitely going to polarize, because this is a very, very strange watch indeed. On the other hand, it's a very, very daring and cool and fun watch. So this is definitely a watch that will raise some eyebrows around the world. So very shortly about KAAL Watches, it's a new, or rather new company, and it's made up from some of the same people who produce the Azimuth watches. And for example, the Mr. Roboto, you can see they do some crazy designs, they modify known movements, and they make crazy designs, and I really love what they're doing. KAAL Watch is quite the same, because this is a very, very interesting and different watch indeed. It comes in 3 different versions. This is the moon version, you can get an earth version, and then you can get the sun version as well. This is sent in for review from KAAL Watches. This is a prototype, but they're actually already producing the watch. You can see it's extremely domed with the sapphire crystal, which does have AR treatment inside. And this is very much inspired by our solar system and our planets. You can see maybe the most recognizable design cue is this moon, this half moon. Kind of the moon cut in half. We got in the center part of the dial. Then we got a bridge over. And then you get all the hour markings here in the Arabic numerals, the minute markings inside. And maybe you can just sense how it glitters and shines. And that's kind of resembling stars. So the dark skies at night with the stars. You can also see that the highly domed sapphire crystal is extremely reflective. I'm not sure how much AR treatment they actually put on the prototype, but I will hope that on the real production units, which I saw pictures of, are now delivered and being assembled, that they put some better AR treatment on the watch. So of course we need some dimensions, and let's start with the most obvious, and that's of course the thickness, because we get 19 millimeters thickness, and that's of course because of this very, very highly domed sapphire crystal. Lock to lock we get a very nice 46 millimeters, which is really nice for such a big expressive watch that it's not longer lock width. 22 millimeters here if you want to change straps, so that's pretty nice as well. It's an automatic watch. If we get a little closer, you can see it's actually moving. This is the running seconds. Then again you have the hour markings here with the Arabic numerals, and the minutes is this kind of satellite or star here. So the time you read by looking at the triangle at 12 o'clock, so it's between 9 and 10 in the morning. And then you get approximately 28, so it's 9:28. The movement is the Seiko NH35, which is heavily modified. And here you see the case back. It's kind of a look into our solar system, our planetary system. KAAL watch. KAAL is an ancient Sanskrit word for time. So not too much to see in the movement here. You can see the rotor when I move the watch. You can, through the little porthole here, see the rotor. Then you got a push-pull crown. Let's have a look at the seconds here. It does have hacking, as you can see. You wind it, and then you get approximately 41 hours of power reserve. The way that you set this watch, you pull the crown all the way out, And then you actually set the hours and the minutes at the same time. As you can see, as I'm turning the crown, I can move both ways. I set the time, let's say it's 8 o'clock. Then you will set the time by moving the 8 o'clock to the triangle at 12 o'clock, as well as the minute hand. Let's say it's 8:15. Then I will move it down here, or maybe 8:30, I will move it here. And then it starts running. So very, very easy to set the time. You just have to spend a minute or two to actually find out how to read the time. But when you actually find the method of reading the time, it's very, very easy, because it's just always looking at the triangle. So we get between 8 and 9, whereas the minutes, it's 31, so it's 8:31. I hope it makes sense. The watch is made in stainless steel, and as you can see, it's brushed all the way around. We get these nice little cutouts here on the lugs, so you get this kind of, it almost looks like a meteor in the night sky breaking through the atmosphere of the Earth. It comes on a nice leather strap. This is a thick quality leather strap, but it's actually really, really soft, so it's very enjoyable to wear. Here, the KAAL watch, the moon version, is on my 17.5 to 18 centimeter wrist in circumference. You can see it wears really, really tall, but it doesn't wear big. It doesn't wear big in the sense that it has a really nice lug-to-lug distance, as we saw, just a little above 46 millimeters. And it wears really, really nicely slim to the wrist, in the sense that the case really hugs the wrist. What brings this watch into being a really big watch is of course the 19 millimeter thickness. But wearing a dive watch, for example, with 19 millimeter thickness, or even just 15 millimeter thickness, I actually think they kind of wear bigger than this watch, which is kind of strange, because this is a very expressive big watch. This is kind of a very interesting new strange design, kind of in the vein of MBMF, and of course also in the vein of Azimuth, and in the vein of Jacob & Co, just in a very affordable version, because this is priced at $449. You can have a look at KAAL Watches website if you're interested. The link is down in the description. So, also having a look at the lume, you can see they actually do a really nice job with the lume. The accuracy, as you can see on the screen right now, is actually also quite good, definitely within the specifications of the Seiko NH35 movement. So no complaints in that department. So now to the elephant in the room. Is this watch just a fun piece, just a crazy, interesting toy you can play with, or is it a real timepiece? I think you should actually give me the answer of what you think down in the description, and please have an open mind, because I know this is of course a polarizing watch, but please also enjoy the fact that some companies are actually trying to do something new, something crazy, something fun, instead of just always making a Rolex Submariner clone or something like that. So all in all, this is of course not an everyday watch, and I definitely understand why people are polarized by this watch, but I definitely want to compliment KAAL Watch for doing a fun, different design, and I'm really looking forward to see what the company comes up with next. Also priced below $500, I definitely think it's a really fair price for a very different watch, which definitely took some work, and where they actually modified the movement quite a lot to make it work in another way than it usually does with the date complication and stuff like that. I definitely enjoy the fun aspect of this watch. If it was my watch, I probably wouldn't wear it very much. It would kind of be a fun toy in my collection. That's how I see this watch. So let me hear what you think about this KAAL Watch, the Moon version. Leave a comment down below in the description. If you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.